you also understand, because it was showing me that I hadn't turned it on, but anyway, when you understand the universal laws and how you are really in control of your life, and that is what the spiritual awakening about, that you create your own reality. You don't have to be poor. You don't have to be sick. You don't have to have lack in your life at all. But again, there will always be poor. There will always be poor people. And there will always be rich people, according to the universal laws. Some that have been programmed in religion will not choose to change. And because they will not choose to change, they will remain in the state of mind that they're in, because they will not accept the universal laws. And so that's why you see a lot of people walking around with the carts and all of this stuff. And this is the role they chose to play in this game. And so on this path of reality, on your journey, you chose to incarnate into this planet, because everybody that you coming in contact with on your life journey is people that you chose to play the role that they're playing. But on this spiritual path of on your journey, you have to choose. You having the reality to choose, pick and choose what you want to happen in your life. So you chose people to play the homeless. You chose people to play, because actually you're writing a script. This is a whole big entire movie that's going on, and you are the writer. You are the producer. You are all of those that have, that has the power to choose who's going to play what role in your life. And that is having to do with the universal laws. And so you pick and chose who your mother would be. You pick and chose who your father would be. You pick and chose who your children would be. You picked all of them to play the role that they're playing. And so you wrote the whole entire script. And so this script that you wrote this movie is actually playing out right now in your life. So with you going through the spiritual awakening now, you have the power to change your script. That's what the ascension and the awakening is about. You have the power to change your script by what you think, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. Thoughts are energy. Words are energy. Everything is energy. So you have the power to change anything in your life that you don't want to happen in your life, and to change it and write the script the way you want to write it, with understanding the universal laws, because the universal laws cause any as above, so below, as within, as without. The law of, I've got a lot of them in my head right now. The law of correspondence, the law of cause and effect. I usually have them listen. Sometimes when I be going through this, I just have my list everywhere. The law of attraction, the law of polarity. There is a whole lot of universal laws. Some people say that there are 17 or 14. Just to say, where is it? I had some right here. In the key volume, and it says there's a law of vibration, the law of polarity, the law of rhythm, the law of cause and effect, the law of gender, the law of mentalism, the law of correspondence. So there are a lot of universal laws that we have not been taught about. That, well, it's not that we weren't taught about them. It was during the time of when we were not experiencing the awakening. And so until the timing of the awakening come, we begin to awake and begin to understand and become aware of who we are, aware of our surrounding, aware of what's going on in this realm. So we are aware that this is an illusion. We are aware about our words that we say out of our mouth have power. So with the words and things that are coming out of our mouth, we have power to create the reality. So if you talking negative about somebody, guess what? You just created your own world. You're creating your reality of what you're leaving here to go to, because we are creators. So we are a deliberate creator. We are creating our reality. So we're manifesting. So your thoughts, so whatever you're thinking is manifesting all the time. So that is the power of the mind, because you are a creator. So your mind, which I shared yesterday, is like the engine. It's not like the engine. It is the engine. It is the battery. And so it gives the energy to everything that to make the whole entire system run. So the mind tells the body, the avatar, what to do. The mind tells the kidneys to function. The mind tells the heart what to do. The mind tells the liver what to do. So it is the same. As above, so below. It is the same thing. The mind tells everything in your reality what to do. So with the power of the mind, you are awakening to understand, okay, now that I'm aware, what do I want to manifest in my life? What do I want to pay my attention to manifest in my life? So whatever I'm going to pay my attention to, I want it to be in the positive. So I'm not going to give my energy toward anything that's negative. For example, the Matrix is showing us all types of negative things. If you get on your computer, and when you open up your computer, as I did early when I came in here, only on my computer, it shows nothing but the coronavirus on the computer. So what is it? What is this game doing? It's trying to program my matrix into thinking something negative. And so with me being aware, I'm corresponding by saying, I'm using the corresponding law of corresponding by responding and say, I am aware. I'm aware what the low energy is what the matrix is trying to do to me, by getting me to give my attention to what is happening in this reality, in this realm, by saying 1,000 of people being affected with the coronavirus. So I'm paying attention to that. That's what these are all examples. I'm not saying I'm actually doing it. I'm just giving some examples. So with the power of the mind, you are controlling your thoughts. What are you paying your attention to? So whatever you paying your attention to is the kind of energy that you are releasing in the cosmos, and the universe is responding to it. So the power of the mind. Business. For the power of the mind. What type of business do you have? Are you paying your attention to your business to where it is prospering, and no matter what is happening around you in this realm, because you are paying attention to your business, you give energy to your business, and the universe is connecting with the energy that you are releasing. Your business is flourishing during this time. The virus, that whatever that, I don't want to keep want to call it a virus, whatever this low energy of fear that is going through this realm, because you're paying attention. Listen to the word, pay attention. So you're paying attention to what gives you the most benefit. So I would say, for example, I'm paying my attention to my business. I am open and receptive to all good. So I'm not paying attention to the negative. I am open and receptive to all good. And then I'm paying attention to my family, because I love my family. Therefore, my family is prospering. My family is healthy. My family is well. So I'm paying attention to the positive. I have abundance of love. So I am love. I am source energy in a human body. I am love. Source energy is love. So therefore, I am paying attention, giving out love, because I am love. I have abundance of joy. I am spreading joy. I'm not giving my energy to what they're talking about negative, that each state is affected by this. Each state is, because you're creating your reality. Because when you pay attention to that, you cause it to manifest into your reality. So I am not paying attention to it. I have abundance of beauty. I love myself. I know myself. I appreciate myself. I have an abundance of beauty. And so, I'm paying attention to myself. How do I love myself? Do I tell myself I love myself? Do I tell myself, you ain't this, or you ain't going to be this? Do I allow the matrix to paint all kind of negative pictures of me? Do I allow the matrix wants me to change because of the commercials and stuff they show on the matrix, because your body is not a certain shape, your hips are not a certain size, and so therefore, do you go and have your body changed to you pay to have your prostate surgery to have a bigger breast, or do you pay to have a bigger bust, bigger bottom and stuff? You know, I love myself and I love every part of my body. So I'm paying attention to this. And so this is how the matrix has been designed to take a control and have your mind programmed in a way, the subconscious mind programmed in a way to cause you to think another way. Because remember, you were in the unconscious state of mind, but now you are conscious and aware of what you are thinking. You are creating your reality because you were meant to be incarnated into here, have abundance, have wealth, be happy, live a peaceful, joyous life. That's what you incarnated into this realm to have. But the matrix is designed to cause you not to know all of this. This is a part of the game. This is what star seeds and light workers, which who you are, incarnated into this planet to experience. And so what you experience going through the universal school, you you went through all these different programming of whatever your mom and dad, because they didn't experience the awakening until now. They didn't experience that. So whatever they were programmed into, they introduce you into the same thing. I always say religion. I share about religion because my mom was introduced to Christianity. And so therefore my mama raised me into what she was taught into until my timing of awakening. And so now that I am aware of what this game is all about, it is all about the mind, controlling the mind, taking your stuff, you not having your self-will. And so you have been controlled, or being controlled. We were being controlled before the spiritual awakening. And now that the awakening is happening, it's all an illusion. So you create your own reality, because that which is happening out in this realm will not affect you unless you pay attention to it. Okay? I have abundance of health. I am healthy. I have healthy lungs. I have healthy kidneys. I have healthy liver. I have a healthy eyes. Everything about me is healthy. And so you understanding the law of polarity, for example, with the spirit energy of fear going through the realm, which means the energy of love. So we have the law of polarity. We have to balance out the poles. Most people looking at what is happening, but are we giving out love? Because we have to balance out. We have to have a balance. That is the law of polarity. There is always negative and there's always positive. You choose which one you want to pay your attention to, because you have to balance out the scale. Powerful. And so with you experiencing this awakening, because you are supposed to have love, you're supposed to be happy, and you're supposed to know who you are. This is the timing of awakening. You are aware, not supposed to. You are aware of knowing who you are. You know what is happening among you, around you. You are aware of it. But the thing is that we are experiencing to understand and give, to see where we are at this time in this awakening. Where are you? Are you giving your attention to the thing that's going on in the matrix? And so with us understanding that this is nothing but a game, y'all. This is the game, and there are two teams. There's I'm going to use what Morpheus said, the red team and the blue team. And I think that having to do with the Patriots. I'm not into sports anyway. I think Patriots colors is red and blue, I think. And so there are two teams. It'd be just like for example, the Panthers. You got the Panthers and you got the Patriots. Okay, and so there are two teams. And so on the team, let's say the Panthers are the positive feed cord, and then the Patriots are the negative cord. And so you incarnated in here on the Panthers team. And so someone incarnated in here on the Patriots team. And so when I say that, so you have with that, the ones that are causing negative things to happen in this realm are on the Patriots team. And those that are causing the positive thing and spreading love is on the Panthers team. And so that's what's happening in this realm. According to the Bible, we were taught to call it the devil. So that would make it look like it was negative. And then we were taught that God. So God was considered as the positive. So you still see the example of the law of polarity, and there are two teams. And so that's what's happening in this realm. So with the poisoning, with the vaccines and all of this stuff, that's a team. Those are teams. And those are things that are on that team, low energy, low entities that are on that team. And so with us on the positive team, which would be the Panthers, is how do we control the thoughts that are going in our mind? Because when they show this and say everybody's going to have to get a vaccine, what is the response? What is your defense? Where is your defense? Where are your team players at? It is the thought of the mind. Your affirmations, your mantras, because we don't all have to experience that. Because you create your reality, because what you're creating in your reality, it doesn't have to be on your timeline. So when you pay attention to what they're saying that you have to have, you just allow that to be in your timeline. Have to remember that everything is energy. And everything is energy, and you and your thoughts of energy, so you're creating your own reality. Bill Gates is not in my timeline. No matter what they show on the computers and stuff, he's not on my timeline. Bill Gates is not on my timeline. All this other negative stuff is not in my timeline. It's not on my RAM. Because I am aware of what is happening in this realm, which is 3D and 4D. The third dimension, the fourth dimension, according to the Bible, it says Lucifer and his fallen ones were kicked to the third heaven, which is the third dimension and fourth dimension. And so when you are aware, when I say Lucifer, let me just clarify what I'm talking about Lucifer. Lucifer's name is light bearer, right? Jesus also was called light bearer. So when I say that, I'm not saying something negative about Lucifer, because it has been given the description in the Bible that Lucifer was something Luciferian. There's an energy, because everything is energy. All the characters in the Bible all having to do with energy. And with you, when you at the time when you were asleep, you were programmed to believe that they were actually individual people. So in this awakening, now you are aware that they are all energy. They are all energy. And there are thoughts that somebody put in books. And so their thoughts create a reality. So what you're reading their thoughts. And so when you're creating your reality. And so as going into this matrix, you have to pick and choose. That's it. You have to pick and choose where you're going to give your energy to. And so this is the game. This is a game that we have incarnated into. And so there are two teams. Which team are you on? And so with this awakening, and most of us have been programmed to only just take God. And then when we only take God, and then we realize that, oh, all these things is happening in my life because of the devil. No, it's not everything happening in your life. It's because you're still asleep and you are not understanding about the universal laws. And so when you begin to balance out the scale of polarity, or whichever universal law that you're using to cause and effect, whatever decision you make, there's a cause and there's an effect from it. Whatever decision that you make. Some people are in places, I'm going to say jail. Some people are in jail because of decisions and stuff that they made. And because they made a choice, there's an effect from it. That is the universal law. The laws are always operating in our life. There's no way to get around the universal laws. They operate in our life. This whole entire planet is governed by law. And I'm not just talking about the law of the land. I'm talking about the universal law, which oversees the law of the land, oversees the 10 Commandments, oversees the 613 laws. The universal law is above that, the universal law. And it says in there that God is the God of the universe. So the universal laws oversees all of those laws. So now you are aware to understand, to know, and to see what the universal laws are. As above, so below. Because if there's a universe, the great universe, then there's a mini universe. And guess what that is? In you. In you, the universe. You are a universe. Because God is the God of the universe. And we are God in human form. Right? And our thoughts create our reality. I shared on yesterday, it says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And then in John 1, Yochanan 1:1, It says, "In God spoke." No. In the beginning, I think it said, "In the beginning, God created heaven and earth." No, that's Genesis. Genesis. Now, what's John 1:1? I think, "In the Word was God, and the Word was made flesh, and the Word dwelt among us." Well, anyway, it's not coming to me right now, but in John 1:1, it talks about the Word. The Word was in the beginning, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and God spoke the Word. So when I'm giving an example about the Word and world, there's a one letter different. The L is added in world. And so we are in the world. God created the world. And God spoke us into existence by the word. And it said man was created from the dust of the earth. Everything spoken, which we consider as the spoken word, which is words are energy. Words are energy. So you are energy. You are source energy. You are spoken. Dirt is an element. You are spoken into existence. No matter, because you came through your mama's womb, you still were spoken. It is a spoken word. Powerful. And I can't think of the script. I got a lot going through my head, I guess. So anyway, I share what I need to share, but I'm so excited about y'all joining me live today. But I just wanted to share that about the power of the mind. And so the power of the mind is that we have to guard our eye gates, our five senses. We have to guard them, because this RAM is purpose is to program you into thinking less of yourself and not knowing yourself. And so when we joke a lot with people, pick at people, we don't realize that our words are very powerful. You can create your child into being what you want your child to be by your thoughts. That's what a mother does with the child when she's in her, or he or she is in her womb. She's thinking about what she wants her child to be before the child is even coming out of the womb into this realm. Right? Because the child chooses the mother, and the mother agrees to bring the child into this realm. Right? And so a child comes into this realm to teach the parents something that they didn't get before they came here. And a lot of us are not aware that when our children are sharing with us about certain things, and one of the things this matron has said is that a child is to be seen and never heard. And so most of us that's telling our children to be quiet when they're trying to share, I'm not talking about a disrespectful child. I'm talking about when a child is actually sharing things that has a revelation to them. We so busy telling them to be quiet that we miss what they have come here to share. And so you need to think about this, because you've been in this realm a while. And when a child comes in here, they come directly from the universe into here. So are you aware of that? They are actually, because life is like a circle. And so our children and things are like the ancestors. That's who they are, energy. They are ancestors. And so it's like a ram, then like the circle. Ancestors are leaving, ancestors are coming back. You got the ancestors in the future, you got the ancestors in the present, and the ancestors that are here that are coming in now. So with you having a revelation and understanding that it's like energy never dies. It changes forms. Like your loved ones that have crossed over, have left the physical form into the spiritual form. They can choose to be your guardian angel, to be your to change into something, come back as your child. You'd be surprised. And some of them, like, she got an old soul. Then got an old soul, like she been here before. You don't even realize it, but you in a way you do realize it, because you're speaking the words, so they have been here before. If they have ways like your uncle or your great aunt and all this stuff, they incarnated back into your child. And that's a part of the metaphysics, ancient teaching about the spirit. the human body that we have not um, been allowed to know before the awakening. And as you're going through this awakening, a lot of this information that I share, my guides share with me. I don't get all this out of books. Some books I read, and some people I listen to on different YouTubes and stuff. But when I'm driving, I get a lot of light codes while I'm driving. I'll be like, whoa, whoa, I never thought about this. And then it just be coming. So I'll be trying to get here at the daycare so I can share it, because then I'd be walking around here trying to do a lot of stuff. So, I share what comes when I'm sitting here. Some notes I made because I write a lot of affirmations and stuff, and some stuff I write, and then you been like all these energies that you came here with, incarnating here, which is considered as your guides, which not considered but are your guides, your team and energy that came here to help you complete your journey here, which are on your team. But before the awakening, you were not aware that you had a whole team. You didn't incarnate into this planet by yourself. You came with a whole team. Everybody has a team. Everybody. So on your team, who's on your team? You have your spirit guides, your higher self, your inner self. You have your guardian angels. You have your ancestors. And there's a lot more. I don't know all of them yet. But there are a lot that's on your team to help you complete your journey in this realm. So you're not alone. You're never alone. You are never alone. Even though you can't actually see with your physical eye, but you can actually ask them to show themselves to you. You can ask you guys to please give me a sign. Show me that who you are. You can ask them and they will tell you. That's the power of the mind, because you are God in human form. You could ask. And I'm gonna tell you, when I started my journey, I used to, and Sister William will testify to this. I used to hear people talking all the time, and this is what probably when I was in my 20s, and I used to hear voices in my ears all the time, and I could hear them having conversation. I'm like, and nobody was around, and I would tell her about that, and she would say, "Tell me what they're saying." I said, "I can't really understand what they're saying, but they really talking." It was because I was hearing on another frequency. Because we are energy, frequency, and vibration. And I could hear. And so she put her hands in my ear and it took it away. And I never heard it again. So I'm now beginning to understand that. And now I'm beginning to hear again. Because I am going through the spiritual awakening along with you. And I incarnated in here for this purpose. To share what I'm sharing on my live today with you. And so, that is it for today. I believe that I am loved, and I know that I am loved, and I know that you are loved. Thanks for joining my live today. It has been a joy. It has been peaceful. It has been happiness. I have had so much excitement sitting here early today, just being able to talk with y'all today on my live. Thanks for joining me on Facebook. As I always say, you can connect with me on my Instagram, and it's at Yanice 2018 is what it's called. On Instagram, it's Yanice 2018. And on my YouTube channel, it is Yanice 1. And my not YouTube, my soon to come, my website, which is Elements Unlimited, which is in the awakening. It is in the working. It's also in the awakening. It's in the working. And you'll be able to really connect with me. You'll really be able to see some things that I have been working on. Some things that I will be, I'm selling, things to help you on your spiritual path of awakening. Candles and incense and different rituals. Things with writings that I've have, poems and things that I wrote many years ago. You'll be able to read them. How I started out. I have a lot of journals what I wrote in about myself, self-love, and you'll be able to read about them. And so there is so much that I have to share. What about the candles, about the chakras and all that? What are they? Energy portals. I have a lot of that information on there that you can read. You can even book readings with me. You can connect with me. What type of reading you want? Intuitive reading, or just Just a regular reading. Just you want to know about an astrology reading about yourself. Why you incarnate here? What does your birth date mean? What does the numbers that you see, synchronicity of numbers, what do they mean? I have information about all that. So it is the power of the mind. It says in the Bible, as a man thinketh, so is he. The power of the mind. The mind is very powerful. Your mind can make you, or your mind can break you. People can say words that could mess people up the rest of their life. But because you are awakened on this spiritual path, you now understand what the game is all about. Mind control. And now that you are aware that you create your own reality, you are love, and that you have the power to create what you want to manifest in your life. Nothing around you can affect you unless you pay attention to it. Not even if you're on a job and you see millions of people wearing masks and stuff. I'm not telling you not to wear your mask. It's according to where you are on your level of fear. But there's fear and there's love. And understanding that this is all a game. Which team are you on? So you pick and choose. But I love you with joy. Tell someone today that you love them. Tell someone today that you appreciate them. Say your mantras. Write your mantras. Say your affirmations, self-love affirmations. If you don't remember, we did a ritual on Friday about 10 things you like about yourself and 10 things that you want to manifest about yourself for 7 days. Powerful, powerful. Love yourself. Love yourself. It's all about you. You came here. Love yourself. Nobody else tells you love that they love you. You love yourself. You tell yourself that you love yourself. Because you are source energy in human form. Thank you again for joining my live. This is a great day to be live. Have a great day, tribe. Thanks for being on this ride. Shalom.